Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is 8:45 on your AM dial, and here I am with my coffee, my turban. You can't see me, but I am here. And this is a pop-up. I'm just coming on to just relinquish some things, talk about how we need to press reset. Sometimes I am normally not even on Thursdays, but I just thought in my spirit that I had some things to share. So I invite you to come on in the room, share, tag a few people, and I call this Thursday Turban Thoughts. Take me to the water. I'm by the water, y'all. It is something about being by the water. And good morning, Simone. Hey, girl. Hey. I'm by the water, girl. And it's something refreshing about being by the water. And when I wear my turban, when I take my wig off, I get clarity from the Lord. Uh-huh. I don't know why. Don't tell me I'm wrong here. I can only tell you how I feel. When I take that good wig off and put my turban on and lay down, my weight and tell the Lord what's on my mind, because that wig can get a little irritating. Okay? And y'all know me. I go through my little thing about hair. I have my moments where I'm like, Lord, where is my hair? Then I have my moments where I'm like, well, Lord, I am not my hair, as India Irie says. But it's something about the water, Simone. Just this whole road trip, for you all that have no clue what I'm talking about, my baby works at Mackinac Island half the year. I'm in Michigan, and Mackinac Island is one of our biggest tourist attractions. It's a literal island. You have to take a ferry to get to it, surrounded by water, and it's beautiful. Kind of it doesn't have any cars on it. It's horses and buggies, and it's just kind of like a nice place to go and just walk around, do a little shopping, enjoy the sights and the people. So she loves that and she works there. So I'm here to take her home, and it's a 4-hour drive. And the road trip, just the drive up here, the scenery, it's the fall, early fall. So the leaves are changing colors, and it is so beautiful. What's Simone say? Do her a favor and please FaceTime you. Yes, when I get Gabrielle Harris in the car, you might be at work, sis. You might be at work or at school, but if you are free, because I'm picking her up around 5 if she doesn't get off early. But if you're free, yes, we're gonna be on the road for 4 hours. So we will definitely FaceTime you. So, okay, I got a lot to cover today. I'm only going to be on here for about an hour, if that. But have you ever just experienced a moment where you needed to press the refresh button or the reset button? And let me give you an analogy. Thank you, sister. I don't want to interrupt your work or school, but I'll probably text you first, Simone. I love Simone. My sister Simone is the biggest supporter. And I think this will be our third year of knowing each other. I've been on Trailblazers Radio 3 years this month. And Simone was already a trailblazer before I became a host. And she's just been amazing ever since I met her. She is super supportive. Everybody needs a Simone Austin in their lives, okay? Because this sister here is a true friend, a true sister, my prayer partner, my get me together partner. So, yes, and she loves Gabrielle, and thank you for loving my baby Simone. We both love you too. So, listen to this analogy. If you work with computers, um, every now and then you'll get these messages that certain computer systems will be down, or even if you work with applications on your phone, such as online banking. Maybe you have an app that you have to go to look at your state benefits or whatever. These apps, these computer applications require maintenance time. So you'll get a little blurb on your phone that might say something like closed for maintenance. This app is unavailable from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. for maintenance. So if computers need to shut down so that I appreciate you too, sister. If a computer has to refresh and shut down, and I can remember at my old job, they will have to walk around and tell everyone to log out of certain systems because they couldn't even complete the refresh or the maintenance if someone was still logged in. They had to get everybody out of the system. I'm going somewhere today, y'all. They had to get everybody out of the system in order to refresh it and to make sure it was maintained so it can perform properly for us. So if a computer requires that, how much more do we require a reset or refresh? Everybody get out of the room, get out of my head, move somewhere so I can refresh my mind, my thought life. Because sometimes in life, in adult life, it gets crowded. It gets crowded. Simone says, LHG, online church mother is my friend, counselor, comedian, prayer warrior, a true friend. Thank you, sister. And I feel the same about you. So if a computer needs this time, this downtime, human beings need it even more. What do I mean by downtime? Step away, take a mental health day. For me, taking this drive to get my baby is so therapeutic. It's just me. Me and Simone talked for a couple hours on the road. And it's my music, it's my prayer time, it's my one-on-one with God time. And then when I got here and got checked in, um, the hotel upgraded me to a room where I can see the water. I love to look at the water. Anybody out there find peace near the water? Oh my goodness. That's one of the most tranquil moments that I can have. And being near the water is a place where I can release. It's spiritual too. For whatever reason, being by the water, when I talk to the Lord in this space, I can dump out more. Don't you know when the Bible talks about casting your cares on him? Casting means to throw it down, lay it at his feet, and then I just take off running. Water is peaceful. Water on my body is peaceful, as in a shower, and looking at water like the ocean, the sea, that's peaceful. So each of us has our own mechanisms that we use to get peace. You might take a walk. I'm looking outside now at the water, and the people are taking walks, early morning walks. That's why I need God to heal my legs, heal my whole body, Lord. If you're listening, I miss being able to just take a walk. We don't realize, oh Jesus, when we don't have the ability to do something, we don't realize how much something is taken for granted until you can't do it no more. My morning walks used to be my thing. Listening to the sounds of water. So when I can't get to the actual water, Simone, thank God for YouTube, right? Sounds of the ocean. I listen to the sounds of Myrtle Beach, my favorite destination spot for the beach. So this morning I got my coffee, I got my turban on, and I called this Turban Talk. We're calling it the reset. We calling it whatever. I want to talk about ways that we can reset. In Vogue sings a song called Free Your Mind. Free your mind and the rest will follow. If our minds are cloudy, crowded, confused, Don't you realize that sets the tone for everything else when your mind isn't clear? Oh my goodness. How do you expect to make good decisions if your mind is not clear? Simone says, you know what you are true. You know what you truly have when it's gone. Yeah, you don't realize it. And it's an old saying, you never miss a water until the well is dry. Until you can't get out there and do your walks, you don't realize how much you miss it. That's why I'm asking God for healing. Right now with this cane, sometimes I can walk better than others, but the weather change, September is that time of year where the weather changes. I know what you meant, Simone. You don't know what you truly have until it's gone. I totally get it. So I miss being able to just get up early. And I'm an early bird. My family will tell you that. It could be the weekend and I'm up early. And even today, I don't have to check out of my room until noon, but I've been up since 7. So it's just my nature to be up. There's something fresh about the morning. I'll probably lay back down, but it's something about the morning that's soothing for me. So I want to talk about how do you press the reset button when it comes to in your life and doing so without feeling guilty. Those of us who have jobs, lives, kids, grandkids, spouses, sometimes you can feel guilty breaking away. They need me. I get that. But guess what? You need you. Uh-huh. You need you. So it's important that you take care of you first. I know for women, that may be a difficult thing to do, or it may not feel natural. But we got to normalize. We need to normalize taking care of ourselves without guilt. Without guilt. Yes, Sister Simone, you need you. Yep, that job may need you, the school, whatever it is you got going on. But at the end of the day, you need you, and God gave us the gift of life. So, in order for us to preserve life, we have to prioritize ourselves and put us at the top of the totem pole. Yes, I know we make sacrifices for people we love. I get that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But how can I show up for you without not taking care of me? So this reset that I'm talking about starts in the mind. And I want to go over a few points about pressing the reset button in life. I found an article, and let me just say, I'm going to read excerpts of this article under the Fair Use Copyright Act 107. Says we can use people's written or video content for purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. So I am going to give honor to the writer of this blog or article. It's called How to Reset Your Life in 10 Days. The writer is Elizabeth Perry, and she wrote this in February of this year. So I'm going to take a few excerpts just so you know I did not write this article. It's on betterup.com. So if you ever want to go to the article directly, betterup, betterup.com. How to reset your life in 10 days. First of all, let's define what a life reset is. The author says a life reset is a strategic overhaul of your life. Ooh-wee. Overhaul. That means, it's like you gutting out a house. You preparing this house to be a fixer-upper. And in order to make this new house beautiful again, it's been sitting for a while. It's got, dilapidated walls and windows, but it's a good house. The house has good bones, good structure. But before you put new stuff in it, you got to do a complete overhaul. Simone says, to me, it said if I had to choose between the two, you and me, I choose me. And we have to get to that. That's why Dr. Crystal Easton's podcast, Finally I Choose Me, which is every second and fourth Sunday, shameless plug for my sister. That's why that podcast is so important. Go back and watch the launch because we haven't been choosing us. I mean, I know I haven't. Simone and everybody else, y'all can tell me what's your take on it. I have not been choosing me, not completely, because I felt I couldn't, because I felt that my loyalty had to be with everybody else than me. I had it backwards. It should be God, you, everybody else. And it's not selfish, not at all. How can I stand up in the relationships that God gave me, like being a mother, like being a sister, like being a daughter, like being a leader, like being a friend? How can I stand up in those relationships when I'm so tired? Ooh, Simone says she hasn't been completely choosing herself either. Real talk. We're going to tell the truth and shame the devil today. Yeah, we are. So a life reset is a complete strategic overhaul of your life. And I gave the analogy of a house. You bought this house, it's got great structure, but in order for it to be livable, I'm going somewhere this morning. You got to gut it. You got to pull out drywall that has rotted. You got to pull out the old stuff that someone left in there. You got to pull everything up and out, Simone. Hashtag up and out. Then you can bring in the renovators to put up fresh drywall, new paint, to sand down the old stuff, to prepare. Have you ever watched Extreme Makeover with those houses? That was years ago. That was one of my favorite shows. They would take an old house and either totally tear it down or they would gut it and rebuild it. The process of that has spiritual connotations. Lord, rebuild me. Take everything old, all the trauma, all the resentment, all the rejection issues, all the abandonment issues, all the unforgiveness. Jesus, pull all that out, overhaul all that so that I can become new. The author says, although taking the steps to reset your life may sound like starting from scratch, it's more like refreshing any routines or habits that aren't serving you. So if you have a habit that's not serving you, we're going to get rid of that. If you are the kind of person where you don't take care of yourself, you don't sleep good, okay? You don't rest. Your mind is always anxious. Then we got to talk about that. Simone says, oh my God, Extreme Home Makeover. It was my favorite show too. Up and out. We talk about this, Simone. Up and out. Some stuff got to come up out of your belly, out of your spirit, out of your head. And because it's coming up, it don't taste good. It don't feel good when stuff come up. I'm just being practical, not to gross you out. But in order for it to come out, it's got to come up. So in order for you to relinquish the unforgiveness, to relinquish the pain, the suffering, the turmoil, it's got to come up. When you go to your therapist has to bring up some stuff that maybe you haven't talked about in 20 years. Maybe you deliberately avoided talking about what mama didn't do, what daddy did or didn't do, what happened when you were in foster care, what happened when you were molested. Maybe you're like, I don't want to talk about that. I have a family member who refuses to bring up certain things because it's just so hurtful to her. The problem is holding it back and keeping it suppressed is not healthy. Jesus. Not letting that stuff come up and out is toxic in and of itself. It's poison. Good morning, Miss Renee. When you don't deal with that stuff, when you don't deal with toxicity, when you don't put a voice to that pain, it can't come out. So you think you good, I'm good. I just don't want to talk about it. It ain't going nowhere, boo. It's still there. And it's affecting you in your relationships. You a quick fuse. You're going off on everybody because that stuff's still there. Your decisions ain't right because that stuff's still there. Baby, therapy and Jesus, biggie size, if you please. So while you think you good because you want to mask it and put makeup on it and walk around as if it never happened, it did happen. And sometimes the residual and the remnants of what happened to you 20 and 30 years ago are still in your DNA, and it's still affecting you even though you refuse to talk about it with anybody. Don't be fooled. Okay? So think of a life reset, according to the author, as a comprehensive audit. You'll explore important aspects of life, your overall satisfaction, and the changes you want to make towards your short-term and long-term goals. What that sound like? Business. Businesses do audits every year, 6 months or whatever. The big wigs go into a big room with a big mahogany table and 12 chairs, one for each disciple of the business. And they talk about what worked in 2023, what didn't work last year, what's working this year, so we can have projections for next year. Come on. A complete comprehensive audit. Audit just means let's look at it. Let's talk through it. Every time I do an event, and I haven't done many lately, but when I was doing them regularly, I would sit down with myself, basically. Like, I never allowed myself to have a team. I'm going to do better because Simone is my team. When I do another one, I would talk to myself about, well, what worked or what didn't, or I would give the people who came like a survey or ask them. When you take a training class, me being a trainer by trade, how we knew whether or not the training or the trainer were effective. Come on, Simone, I'm going somewhere. We asked the students, did you learn what you came to learn? Was the material written in a way that you could understand? Did the trainer have the right pace when delivering the information? That's how you know if stuff is effective. You audit it. So how do you know your life is effective? You sit down and you look at how you maneuver through life, and you're honest with yourself about it. You sit down with your closest friends. Yes, sister, you are my team. You are my team. And one of my what should I say? One of the audits I'm gonna do is to audit the way that I internalize everything. And I've done a few events, and my family be like, can we help you? I got it. I got it. They will have to force themselves, force me to allow them to help. Because in my mind, how I was raised, you show sign of weakness when you need help. Oh, that's the devil, ain't it? Ain't that the devil? That's the pure D devil. Why would it be weak to ask for help? Matter of fact, I think it's strength. I'm strong enough to realize I can't do too much by myself, especially when it comes to a whole event, planning it, paying for it, making sure things are executed right, greeting people, getting the guests in, getting the vendors in. You can't split yourself in 20 parts. That's why many of us have migraines now, because we don't even allow folks to help us. Simone has been my help ever since I met her. If I go live and Simone is in the comments, she gonna put in there what pieces I'm showing on my jury live. My prayer team, Simone is there. Whatever I'm doing, Simone is there. Coco was there. I got people who are just there when I need them, and I want to be there for them as well. So in this life reset, y'all, hang in there with me. With this life reset, we have to decide that, number one, we're worth this comprehensive audit. Sit down and say, Lord, how can I make my life better? How can I operate with better efficiency? The author says if you find that you want more time in the day to dedicate to self care, guess what? You got to get up early. Ooh, come on, Revelation. If you are trying to create more time to take care of you, you're probably going to have to get up a little earlier, especially if you work a 9 to 5, because you can't mess with that. That's your work time. But if you're going to add you time, you're going to have to get up earlier and create a schedule. Come on, calendarites. Simone says, I had to lay down my pride yesterday at school and ask for help with something that I previously said I didn't need. Simone, I'm proud of you. Simone, come on. Pride is a killer. If you need help, and let me say this, people. Let me drink a little bit of my coffee. I'm getting excited here. Lord Jesus. Watch people who make you feel a way about asking for help. Watch them and stay away from them. Okay? Don't let nobody back you in a corner and make you feel less than because you need help. The devil is a liar and a deceiver too. He wants you to feel like I can only rely on myself. I don't want to talk about it. It's all on me. And that's a lot of times how depression and anxiety sees our soul. Listen, ask me how I know. How do you know if the person who's sitting next to you has the key to something that can help you if you don't open up your mouth? We walking around in this world with all this knowledge about different things. Simone has knowledge. I got knowledge. This person got knowledge. We walking around the world keeping to ourselves. We could literally be helping other people. That's a part of the reason why I know I'm on this earth. I believe a very big portion of my purpose is to help others. That's just what I believe. I can't speak for you. I believe that is a part of my overall purpose. Do I know everything? No. But there are certain things that I have learned in my life, whether it's business, relationship, I got a little experience in that, whatever it is, motherhood, I have a little bit of something I can help with. Simone says, baby, when I say that I was struggling with that thing and I was determined to do it on my own because my teacher challenged me, but I was struggling, so I cracked and asked for help. You were a human being in that moment, Simone. And thank you for your transparency this morning. That's called being a human being. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to do some things on your own if it's within your wheelhouse to do so. If you feel you got what it takes to complete the task, okay. But at some point, if you're trying and you realize, I don't have it, I don't have it, then don't ponder. When I'm doing my training class, I teach my trainees, my students, if your customer asks you a question at 9:14 a.m. and you don't know the answer, okay? Don't keep sitting there as if you do and try to make it up. Because if you don't know the answer at 9:14, chances are at 9:15, you still won't know unless you do what? Ask for help. And customers would rather you ask for help than give them erroneous information. I've been a customer. I would certainly choose you placing me on hold. Miss Harris Gooden, can I place you on hold? I want to go get the answer for you and me. I would rather you do that than say something that ain't true. And now I'm going by what you said, and you didn't jack my whole account up. Come on. I teach my students. I don't know is an okay answer. Just let's go find the answer. I'm not sure, Mr. Customer. I'm not aware, Miss Sally. Come on. When do we finally realize that I don't know is not a sign of weakness? It just says I need to learn. I don't know what I don't know. Put that in the comments. I don't know what I don't know. If I knew, I wouldn't tell you. But in life, you're going to come across things that you just simply have not been exposed to. Okay? So I tell my students, if the customer asks you a question and it just stumps you, especially when you knew. At my assignment right now, I am 2 months in? 2.5 months in. I don't know the answers to a lot of questions that the patients ask me. If my coworker is there, I will say to my patient, if you give me a moment, I want to ask my colleague because I'm in training. If she's not there, I will call back and ask someone that's more tenured than I am. That's right. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. And I don't know is an adequate and truthful response. Stop lying. Stop making stuff up. Because guess what? If you tell that customer something and it's wrong, you may be responsible for your company paying for stuff they probably didn't even have to because your mouth said something wrong. You don't want to be responsible for that. May I place you on hold, Mr. Johnson, while I obtain the answer? Come back. Thank you for holding, Mr. Johnson. I got the answer. Here's the information you need. Oh, thank you so much. So guess what? Now he knows and now you know. Come on, Jesus. So now when the next person asks you that question, you'll know. This is how life works. I don't know. I don't know. Give yourself permission to always be teachable. Give yourself permission to be a whole human being that only knows so much. We ain't God. That's it. Simone, your mouth wrote a check that your behind couldn't cash. Huh? So now, when they pull the phone call, true story, when they pull the phone call, because now the customer is calling back because your erroneous information has come up because the customer trusted you because you are the authority. You are the person who works for the company. Why would they not trust what you say? So now when you said something that wasn't true, they called it a lie. Because all you had to do was be honest and say, I don't know, but I will find out. So now that one moment, that one piece of erroneous information has now cost this company $6,000. Because guess what? Once you say it and the calls are recorded and the customer hears it, they'll never unhear it. I promise you that. Because I am the same way. If I call your company and you tell me, well, Ms. Hair is good, that other person that told you that, they shouldn't have said that. Not my problem. They did. Well, Miss Good, that's not the procedure. Not my problem. They did not follow your procedure. Whose problem is that? It's called an internal problem. That ain't what that got to do with LHG. Your representative said A, B, and C. So I took that as the gospel, and then I did E, F, and G. So no, you can't tell me that because your co-worker was wrong and didn't read the script right, that I got to pay for their mistake. I'm on my way. Simone says, but you do have to be careful about saying, I don't know to someone, because some people may say, well, you work here. Well, I'm glad you said that. It's all in how you say it. Mr. Johnson, I need to get some clarity on that. Okay? I am still learning. So if you don't mind, if I place you on hold, I don't want to give you erroneous information. Put it out there like that, Simone, because guess what? We all have to be new someday. We all going to be new in the beginning. So he can come back with that. You work here. Yes, I do work here, but I started 15 minutes ago. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Everybody may not be able to take, I don't know. And I wouldn't just say it like that. I would professionalize it. Miss Austin, you bring up a very good question, and I would like to get clarification on that. I'm not 100% certain. See how I finesse that, Simone? It's all about how you finesse it. I'm not saying like, I don't know. That's unprofessional. It's all in how it's the word choices, it's the tone you use. I can still sound confident. Mr. Harris, that's a very good question. If you don't mind, I want to get some answers for both you and me because I have never come across this situation. See? There's ways you can finesse it, sis. But I agree. Some people will be smart butts. What you mean? Y'all know you work here. Yeah, I do work here, but I haven't learned that yet. So I thank you for your patience as I grow in my knowledge. Come on here. Come on here. It's definitely in how you present that. Now, if you sound defeated, um, Mr. Johnson, I really don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna hang up because you're scaring me. It's how confident you sound because your customer, to be honest, they don't know you. If you're on the phone, they can't see you. They don't know your experience level, but you can still sound assertive even when you don't know. May I place you on a brief hold? I just want to get some clarification. See how I sound assertive. I didn't sound weak or like I wasn't crying. So it really is not always what you say. It's how you say it that makes a customer feel a certain way. But very good point. Somebody gonna always challenge you, Simone. I'm gonna tell you this. No matter how right we are, we can be on point with everything. That one person gonna always try to challenge you. I love those kind of people. Can I be honest? I am the kind, I'm wired. I love the challenging customers because they put me to the test and make me come out with my best tricks. They make me better. Do you know that trials and tribulations and crazy customers make you stronger if you let them? Come on in here today. Come on in here. So let's go back to the reset. We're talking about a life reset. The author says if you realize that your physical environment suffocates you, you could move across the country or to a new apartment. Both of these count as resets, big and small. So let's go back. What are some things we can do to reset our life? I'm going to get off here soon. Number one, the author says, number one, you need to, let me go back to my list. Imagine your future life. Ooh, imagine your future. If you're looking for ways to reset your life, one way could be number one, to see yourself in a better life. See yourself in your bright future. And what goals can you set to achieve those? And get yourself an accountability partner. You don't have to do everything alone. Simone and I, we are sisters and accountability partners. Auntie Emma, Tracy Curry. These are people, Coco, Quint, people who we just bounce stuff off each other. Just really random. But you can't trust everybody with everything. That's where you need to ask the Lord to show you who's genuine. Not everybody is rooting for you that calls you sis. Ooh. There are some people on your timeline, in your Facebook group, in your circle that literally have secret vendettas against you. They just want to be around you to be nosy because they're drawn to you. Do you realize that? There are people who follow you, read your posts, comment on your posts, that don't like you. Oh, Simone says you got to see it before you see it. Dr. Karen Clark Shear said it. You got to see it before you see it. So if you're trying to reset your life, you have to determine, well, what is it I want my life to look like? What do I want to do? What are my plans? Write the vision, make it plain. It ain't got to be real big. My goals are really simple right now. I'm rebuilding my life, my independence, one day at a time. I'm asking God to heal my body so I can have the strength to do more to support myself. But I got to see myself supporting myself. I got to see myself in that place of independence. And I got to be grateful for where I am now. I thank God for my family every day. My family has sacrificed for me. I thank God for them. I don't know where I would be without them. And I don't want to talk about it because I'm going to cry. But the reset involves, number one, a vision. Next, I would say, and according to what I'm reading, it says you're going to have to define priorities. What is a priority in your life, in your day? Because many of us, the reason why we get so tired and anxious is that our priorities are all mixed up. We just talked about making you number one. So if you want to make self-care and top of the totem pole, you're gonna have to get up earlier before work and say, for 1 hour, 30 minutes is my prayer time. I'm gonna soak in the tub. At night before I go to bed, I'm gonna have my time with the word of God. I'm gonna have my time to call my prayer circle. Whatever it is that feeds your spirit. What feeds your spirit? I can recognize that there are some things that don't feed my spirit. Come on, calendar rights. We have to make sure we are using our calendars to structure our day and pray over that calendar. Pray over that to-do list because sometimes your calendar can be too full. It's a delicate balance. It is. But for me, somehow I have to have structure. I keep notebooks everywhere, in the car, at home, in my room. Everywhere I go, I got a notebook and a pen and a highlighter because I never know when God's gonna put something in my head. Plus, I don't remember like I used to. I'm sniffing at 50. Not that I'm old, but my mind just isn't as quick as it was when I was 19. I have to tell you the truth. And I'm menopausal. My whole world is changing, physically and mentally. So the calendar helps me say, before I commit to this, let me look at what I have to do. Do I have a doctor appointment that day? Do I work that day? Do I have a podcast that day? Do I have a meeting that day? Because I don't want to keep missing important things. My doctors was calling, like, you missed your appointment. You never miss an appointment, Miss Harris Gooden. What's wrong? I'm everywhere. I'm scatterbrained. I'm overwhelmed. When I took on this assignment, a couple new assignments, to be honest, it threw my whole equilibrium off, even down to taking my medication. I stopped taking my medicine. It wasn't in my plan. I have to restructure my whole life. And that's okay. Simone, restructure, revamping, streamlining, overhaul, resetting, refreshing, maintenance, it's all okay. And we will not let anybody tell us it's not okay to press the reset button and ask for help. For example, I'm back on the computer thing. I work around computers a lot, so I have computer analogies. In one of the old computer systems at my old job, there was a built-in help feature. If you hit a certain spot on the screen, you reached a certain field and you didn't know what to put in that blank, all you had to do was put a question mark in there and hit enter, and it would give you help, built-in help in the application. God is that built-in help. We are each other's help. So when you hit a place in life where you feel like, man, I'm stumped, please ask for help. And ask God to show you the proper sources of her help. When Simone said she had to humble herself and say, I know I said I didn't need you yesterday, But today I need help with this. And it's the moment you say I need help for me, I start to instantly feel better because I said it. I said it out loud. I need help. God, I need you. The problem is when we walk around like we know it all. We don't know much of anything. We human. Everybody knows a little piece of something. You can even have a degree, and I love education, but that's just a degree of knowledge in that certain field. We're not God. We're not all knowing. We're not. So stop letting people convince you that you're less than because you reached out for help. No, 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 no. Not acceptable. Not accepting that. Nope. There is strength in the truth. And the truth is, I don't know everything. I don't. I don't. So we're talking about how to reset our lives. The best way to reset your life in the next couple of days. For one, consider, are you in the right career? Does your career, according to our author Elizabeth, her article on how to reset your life in 10 days, does your career line up with your personal passions? Or are you just in a job to get a check? Yes, we need money. I get it. But does your job feed into your passion? My prayer will always be, Lord, help me to be able to make money doing what I love. My podcast is my passion. My prayer is to get sponsorships to be able to bring on more guests, create more content. So if you out there and you looking to invest in a platform, consider me because I love doing this. I do. Monday Power Hour, Girl Chat Weekly, Critical Conversations, The Verge. I'm on my fourth podcast now. Simone says the word says that you shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. John 8:32. The truth is powerful. There is freedom in knowing the truth. And if the truth is I don't know something, the freedom is I can get help. Jesus. There's freedom in that. I can set my whole mind free and stop pondering over what I don't know. If you didn't know at 9:30, you probably not gonna know at 9:40. Stop pondering. The pondering creates the anxiety. I don't know. I just don't know. Does anybody in the room have the answer? Because that will help me. Freedom. Come on. In the training environment, we're real big on help. When you're new to the company and you're just fresh out of training, you got all these concepts and notes in your head. It don't start making sense until you start applying it. So yes, you're going to have questions. For me, the application of the concept is what's going to make it stick for me. You can talk to me, lecture me to me all day, but until I have to use it, it's not going to 100% sink in. I am hands on when it comes to my learning. I need to do it. And even if I jack it up when I do it, at least I try. And now I can try it again and perfect it. Come on. Repetition. Repetition is what perfects things. I didn't do it quite right the first time, but let me keep doing it. At my assignment right now, there are certain tasks that have a lot of steps to them. And I asked my coworker, if you get this, let me do it because I need to get my hands in it. I need to feel it. I got to be able to know I understand what my notes say. You can write notes for years, but do you know how to apply? That's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. The knowledge is, I heard what you said, I wrote it down, I got it. But the wisdom is, now I know when to use the knowledge. Come on here. The application of a thing. Woo, do I know when to use that particular concept? Do I know how to execute that? Do I know the systems that I need? Do I know? Come on. In business, in life, it's the same principle. The author also says downsize or declutter your living space. If you want to reset yourself in the next 10 days, the author is saying get rid of clutter. She says opting for a minimalist lifestyle that demands less upkeep and encourages more free time. A cluttered atmosphere for me means a cluttered mind. Be ye doers and not just hearers. Yes, ma'am. So if you live in a space where you have a lot of junk around you, chances are that's affecting you mentally. Get organized, get rid of stuff. I can be a hoarder. I can be a hoarder. I got to do better. Why do you have mounds and mounds of mail? Get rid of the old statements and just keep the newest ones. Shred the old, keep the new. Systems. Can somebody put hashtag systems in the comment? Develop systems that keep you organized. Using a calendar is a system of organization. Keeping your area decluttered is a system of organization. Come on. Your area where you work, your desk at work, if it's super cluttered, that might be a problem for many of us. Clutter for me is kryptonite. It makes me slow down when I can't find nothing. I need clean, clear spaces. At my assignment now, every couple of hours, I find myself clearing my desk, getting rid of old paperwork, shredding stuff, wiping down. It's something about having a clear, clean, organized space to be able to be your most productive self. Next point. The author talks about enhancing your health and well-being routines, such as how you're eating, your exercise, placing importance on your physical and mental health. If you out here like a road runner, come on here. If you out here just running without purpose, you're just doing, just going, with no plan, no structure, it's just busy work, you will crash and burn. Okay? Everybody who's busy is not productive. Just because you're gone all the time doesn't mean you're productive. We have to get that out of our mind. You got to rest. The rest and the reset is to plan out what's the best moves to make, not just making every move to make. Come on. Move with purpose, move with intention. And that to me requires a good prayer life. Lord, good morning. What would you have me to do today? And who would you have me to talk to? How would you have me to handle this? Don't leave God out of the day. He made the day. He gave it to you. So why would you not invite him into the day to help you strategize to have a productive day? Work, ministry, family. Listen, God, I need you. I will say this publicly. My cousin Felicia, my cousin, best friend, sister, she's all that. She is the most organized person I've ever seen. That's right, Simone. Just because you're being busy doesn't mean you're being productive. That's not synonymous. My cousin Felicia has mastered the art of systems. She does certain things on certain days. She has a system for everything. Systems will help you keep a clear mind. A calendar, again, helps you have a system, helps you keep up with how you are committing to things. This conversation has helped me because I found myself last night feeling really overwhelmed for no reason. Even in my rest time, that's how the mind works. If you're not careful, when stuff will just start piling up on you, you just start. If anybody's ever had a panic attack, it's no fun. It's no fun. So, announcements as I prepare to close this out. October the 12th is Elder Sandra Cobb's forgiveness experience. Okay. I've been posting the flyer. It's called Getting Ready to Forgive Mind, Body, and Soul. Okay. What she's offering is if you watch any of my podcasts, I would say from now until next week, whether it's Monday Power Hour, Monday at 7, Tuesday Girl Chat at 7, whether it's Critical Conversation Saturday at 5, if you are able to get in the comments and get in the room, if you're interested in possibly getting a discounted ticket, you need to be in the room in my shows. Okay. She's offering something to a few people as far as getting registered for the Getting Ready to Forgive Mind, Body, and Soul experience. It's Saturday, October 12th, 2:30 to 4:30 in person. The experience includes learning how unforgiveness impacts your total being. Total being. Next, identifying obstacles to forgiveness and how to overcome them. Next, forgiveness exercises and other resources. Next, refreshments, child. Yes, and more, and more. So if you want more information, follow Elder Sandra Cobb. She is the forgiveness coach. She's on Facebook. If you want to be considered for a discounted admission, you need to put something in these comments so I can reach out to her and reach out to you. Oh, Simone, I know. I pray that Elder Cobb is able to take these events across the country and be able to get you here soon as well. I know, Simone. She's crying, y'all. Lord, my sister crying. Honey, refreshments, child. Refreshments. So the tickets are $50. But if you come into my shows, if you come through and let me know you're there and let me know you would like to be considered for a discount, I will reach out to you. We have a limited number of opportunities to get in at a discounted rate. Okay? Whew, I feel better. I am ready to get my baby home. This reset moment, this Thursday turban talk, turban thoughts, um, is helpful. It's so helpful to have conversation and let go of some things and put some things in perspective and take notes on things, journaling and documenting and just brain dumps. It's helpful for the human experience. The mind gets cluttered. So if we're decluttering our space physically, do the same mentally. Your mental health is important. All right. So this Saturday, I'll be at an event with Transformation Church, the restored anniversary. So I'll probably have a replay show. But again, get in those comments. Share the show, please. I will be back Monday for Power Hour. It's a new month. So we definitely got to get our calendars out and get things organized. I went live last night after a long time with my jury. So I plan on restructuring and recommitting to my jury lives as well. It was a wonderful time. Um, Thank you to my sisters, Auntie Emma and Miss Tracy, who joined me this past Monday on Power Hour. Every, I think, fourth Monday, we will be talking about direct sales, paparazzi. I love you too, Simone, on Monday Power Hour. Monday Power Hour is our business segment. It's getting our week prepared for productivity. It's getting our minds prepared for a great week. It is showcasing businesses of other people. Yeah, it's the business show. Tuesday, of course, is Girl Chat. Is all things women. We're getting ready to talk about menopause, and I'm trying to get Elder Sandra Cobb back on the show to talk about the forgiveness experience in person. So just stay tuned. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. Follow Trailblazers with a Z Radio, so you will be in the know. Also, Fred is coming tonight to do a show on domestic violence. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So he's doing a show tonight. So will you please come back tonight at 7 and support my brother? All right. Thank y'all for being here. I feel better, so much better since I laid my burden down. I feel better, Jesus, so much better, y'all, since I laid my burdens down, Lord. Burdens down, Lord. Listen, I'm feeling good, y'all. I gotta go. Have a great day, and I'll see you back here tonight at 7. Bye, y'all.